Hello everyone, and today we're back into another top 5 video, and we're going to be talking about the top 5 raid Loomians in all of Loomian Legacy. So, with the new raid being out, there are quite a few Loomians which are actually really good to use during these raids. And these are the top 5, so let's head right onto this list. Number 5 onto the list is actually going to be Eclipse. Eclipse is a very powerful Loomian, and it does have the secret ability called Eclipse. This is the only thing in the game that is immune to Egg Storm, its most powerful move besides Dreggodyne. Hits extremely hard, has 96 speed, and it's just overall a very good slot-in Loomian. For the beginners and normal raids, Eclipse is simply fantastic for, because it does a lot of damage while also soaking its hits. The biggest problem, and the reason why it is only number 5 and not higher, is when you get to the Nightmare raids, that's when the usefulness of Eclipse kind of drops. You'd rather have something on your team that deals a little bit more damage, or having an ignorant user so you could soak hits better. Eclipse is still a solid piece on your team and could be very good for backup. That's kind of it. There actually aren't many good raid Loomians you can use. There are a couple Loomians like Kimber and Barbadger that missed the list, but yeah, Eclipse barely makes it just because of the fact that it's immune to Egg Storm, which Egg Storm is extremely annoying. I mean, it hits both Loomians while also having the potential chance to daze. So being immune to it is awesome for Eclipse and definitely gives it value in raids. Eclipse definitely deserves to be on this list, but it only deserves to be number 5. Number 4 into the list is actually going to be Wrestling. Y'all might be shocked why Wrestling is on this list, but this is the ignorant Wrestling with Blaze Punch, Buck Up, and Bulk Up. You set up a Bulk Up, and with ignorant, this thing is extremely powerful. Has a very high melee attack, and with Draft Pearl, you can pretty much live 3 hits from a Dreggodyne on Expert, which is insane. This is amazing as an ignorant user, but not the best. We'll get to the best ignorant user later. But the thing that makes Wrestling so good is that Blaze Punch has a potential chance to burn, while also having a chance to daze as well, which can give you a free turn. And with the Draft Pearl, this thing is actually now just neutral to Jetstream, meaning that you can pretty much guarantee soak 3 hits. Ignorant Wrestling just always seems to put in some work in Expert Mode raids or Nightmare Mode raids. And it just always seems to be an integral part to my team. It isn't the greatest thing ever, and once it does use its draft shell, it is weak to Jetstream, so keep that in mind. And also, critical hits are also kind of a nightmare. Also, once Wrestling's health is down, it's down for the rest of the fight, with no way for it to recover. That's why Wrestling misses the top 3, but it is still a very solid Loomian if used correctly. Number 3 onto the list is actually going to be Phage Knot. Phage Knot makes sense. It's probably one of the best leads when it comes for raids. It has Thunder Strike, Magnify, Flash and Flee, Rejuvenate, Jumpstart. There are so many different options you can run on a Phage Knot, and this thing is simply fantastic. It's one of the hardest hitting range attackers in the entire game, and it just always seems to do some work. And unlike Valkyrie, who is weak to Egg Storm, you are neutral to it, meaning that you pretty much have a better chance to soak more hits from a Dreggodyne, putting you at a massive advantage early. It's fantastic in both the normal and easy raids, while also being a very good lead in Nightmare raids. It doesn't do good late in Nightmare raids, because once Dreggodyne gets a couple stat boosts, it gets pretty overpowered. But even then, Phage Knot continues to be a solid threat. And it also has other stuff, like it can tase, rejuvenate, jumpstart. Like, it's a good support Loomian as well. I love Phage Knot, and using this for raids is definitely very easy to use. Although, it is number 3 and not higher because of how rare the secret ability is. And without the secret ability, you lose a lot of damage. So, Phage Knot only makes number 3 on the list. Number 2 onto the list is going to be a shocker. It's Luxor. Who would have thought that Luxor would ever be above Eclipse on the top 5? But there's a good reason why Luxor's above. It has a move called Luminous Roar. Luminous Roar disables Egg Storm. You lead this with Valkyrie. Keep in mind, Valkyrie is one of the best range attackers in the game. Disable his Dark-type moves, and then bang, you completely destroy Dreggodyne. Valkyrie resists all of Dreggodyne's other moves, making Luxor one of the best support Loomians in the entire game. It's amazing. You disable Egg Storm, its most annoying move. Draco Beam, you'll both resist. Jet Stream, Valkyrie resist. High Pitch Screech, it could daze, but even then, it's still fine. So, it's awesome. The fact that Luminous Roar can cancel Egg Storm makes Luxor a valuable piece on the team. It's awesome for raids. It might not be the best Loomian. In fact, it might actually be kind of a garbage Loomian when it comes to PvP. But for these raids and leading, this is one of the best options. And if you want to grind raids, using Luxor as a lead is definitely the best option. And probably the best way to get Radiant Eggs as well. Luxor definitely deserves to be number 2 on the list. Number 1 and the best raid Loomian in the entire game is Wobbles. It makes sense. Wobbles is bulky on both sides, has a solid range attack, has Ignorant, Frost Beam that hits super effectively, while also having setup and Luster Loot. The reason why Wobbles is number 1 is 1, it's not weak to any of Dreggodyne's moves, 2, has Luster Loot so it can heal health back, and it has setup with Power Focus. That's why Wobbles is number 1. It is the best Loomian to finish off Dreggodyne. You use this when it's at its final 2 bars of health, and it can completely destroy Dreggodyne, especially after a Power Focus. After a Power Focus, Luster Loot will actually keep your health high enough, meaning that you kind of don't die. The only way Wobbles dies is if you're extremely unlucky, like getting dazed or getting critted and other stuff. And since it has Ignorant, it ignores all of Dreggodyne's stat boost. It ignores its ranged attack increases, and ignores its ranged defense increases. It ignores pretty much any of its stats, which is amazing. I think the only thing it cannot ignore is its tank ability, but even then, you could still do a ton of damage. Luster Loot is kind of another reason why Wobbles is so high, is because the fact it can actually heal health back. This thing is one of the most reliable Loomians in all 3 tiers of the raid. Easy, normal, and Nightmare. Definitely one of the best raid Loomians in the entire game, and Wobbles definitely deserves number 1 on this list. And here it is, Wobbles, the best raid Loomian in all of Loomian Legacy. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this video was very informational to build raid teams in the future. I'm really excited. This new raid mechanic is fantastic. That'll be the end of this video, and I will see y'all all later. Bye-bye!